So that you've been through this before, a season opener, but new place, new school, new everything. How do you feel on the day before?
I'm just ready to go. It helps. We've already been out there. We've had a scrimmage, had an exhibition, so that obviously helps. But I think everyone's just really anxious to just get the season going. It feels like it's a long time coming. So get one more good day of prep in, and then we'll be ready to roll tomorrow.
So coaches sometimes could feel like I need another 2 months of practice, but is there at some point only the games can teach kids where they need to go from here?
Yeah, I think you're right. Like obviously there's some things and maybe we still need to continue to work on and get in, but right now it's just about playing against someone else, learning, and then getting better on those things. So that's where the scrimmage was great. That's where the exhibition was great. We saw some things and we've got, we identified those, and now we get to work on them in practice. So, and now we're really into the, it's prep, 2 days prep, game, day off, 2 days prep. We're kind of into that rhythm now. So yeah, games teach us a lot in all areas. So just ready to play.
What do you see as the best part about what this team is going into the season, and maybe the one or two focal points for getting better?
No, I mean, I think they've really picked things up quickly, to tell you the truth, with a completely new system, really new team. They've really done a good job of understanding what we're trying to do. Now, it's not perfect all the time, and I don't expect it to be, but them really just grasping the concepts of what we're wanting to do offensively and defensively, I think they've done a really good job of picking that up and then also buying into it and believing in it. So, but obviously there's a lot of, it's just the little things for us. It's the details. It's, the consistency every single day, every single possession, and they're still learning that, and the demands and the standards and the expectations that I have for them on a possession by possession basis.
Mm-hmm.
Do you anticipate for yourself there's going to be any nerves going into the game? How do you think you're going to feel going into your first game in Illinois?
I mean, for me, it's another game, and I'm a competitor, so we go in and I want to win every single game that we're out here. So it really doesn't matter where you play. It doesn't matter anything. If there's two teams and there's a ref and the ball's tipped, we're going to be ready to go.
Do you have a routine that you go through on game day for yourself, and what's that kind of look like?
Yeah, I'm very, very routine person, especially when it comes to the season. Now, like I said, it was different. Even the other night, the exhibition game, I'm like, everything's new, and I don't have my same routine here. Some things that I would do, pregame at UD Arena, where it was to the point where I was at a certain time, I'm taking a walk around the, arena, I'm sitting in this seat, I'm doing this and that, where I got to kind of figure out what that is here. But there's a lot of other things that are consistent, again, no matter where you're at, of what I do. And I'm probably overly superstitious, so I try to keep with the same routine.
Shauna, how much are you looking forward to as a coach, just seeing how your players deal with adversity and just another jersey and somebody trying to do something different?
Yeah, I think that's the fun part about, the fun and stressful part about coaching, right? Is every game, every season you go through ups and downs, and how do we respond? I talk a lot about, our R's, which is our responses, and when things happen, how do we respond? And those are our choices, and how the better choices and the better responses we have consistently is going to determine our outcomes. So, I think we've done a fairly good job of being able to respond to some different things, and tomorrow's just another opportunity to get better at it and to play against, a different style team that we played against, even our scrimmage and our exhibition. So, again, I'm looking forward to just the learning process throughout this year as well.
Is part of that learning process still trying to get combinations and rotations down a little bit as you kind of begin this season and maybe this first month?
Yeah, I think that I have a pretty good grasp for this early, really, of our rotations, but I think it also just depends on if you're playing well. Like, I'm not stupid. If you're playing well, you're going to stay out on the floor, right? If you're helping us win games, then you're going to be on the floor. So whatever we got to do, whatever combination, whoever that is that steps up, do what you're supposed to do. I always say, do your job, and if you do that, then good things are going to happen, and then they're going to be out there a little bit more.
Long Island, what are their style? Long Island, how do they play stylistically? How will they test you?
Yeah, it's interesting because they're pretty much a whole new team. So we didn't have a ton going into, yesterday, and they played last night at Ohio, which Ohio's they've been a very, very good program, and they beat them, at Ohio. So they're better than what I thought they are, and I can tell you that much. They have a really little guard that, it can score at all three levels, and they're not afraid of anything, and you could see that they went on the road to beat a good program, and they're going to get up and defend. They'll play some man, they'll play some zone, which we haven't seen anyone play a zone yet, so that's going to be some of that new look, and how do we handle that. And they're pretty, they're not overly tall, but they're pretty long, so and they want to get out and run. So it'll be, it'll be interesting. They say we're going off of one. They're going off the same because we haven't played and we're a whole new team, but they're a whole new team and we're only going off of one game film. So
I remember you saying for you defensively, you don't like to play a ton of zone, but what's key against zone?
Yeah.
Usually it's passing, right?
Yeah, zone offense, and this is something when you asked a little bit ago, we probably haven't got to work on our zone offense or zone defense as much as what we normally would at this point of the year, just because I know we're not going to play it as much, so we've been trying to really work on our man defense. But our zone offense, we have a lot of different things. We can run a lot of our man stuff against it. Obviously, it's passing, but it's also like not falling in love with the three-point shot too, because they're going to give us a lot of open shots, and we still gotta emphasize paint touches, which is key for us no matter what they're playing. And I also think the pace. Don't let the zone get set. So the more stops and our more defense and rebounding we can play at the pace we want. It's gonna be hard for them to transition back and get set up in their zone.
Genesis, the game that she had in the exhibition, she was also kind of talking about how, she might be splitting those point guard duties with Makaira.
Mm-hmm.
How do you kind of look at that relationship kind of developing and what you anticipate out of those two players playing off each other?
Yeah, I think it's, that's a really good point, and it will. Like, if you look at our past 6 years of our teams, we've been known to play 2 point guards at a time. So in our transition and how it's not about getting it to the point guard, where whoever's a pusher, whoever gets a rebound is pushing it up the floor. I think it lends well for Jen and Makaira, playing together, and they're both scoring point guards, which I love. So and Genesis' 3-point shot is really, it's really coming along, and she has a lot of confidence in it right now. So whether she's off the ball or Makaira's the point, or Makaira's off the ball, you have 2 point guards, 2 people that can facilitate, and more importantly, 2 people that can score the ball. So they're a great combination together. And it's also nice. I like her coming off the bench right now because you know what you're going to get coming in. She's been able to provide some instant offense in the past couple games.
All good?
Thanks, Shauna.
Thank you.